we're here because we all love Salzburg and the Salzburg seminar and Schloss Leopoldskron. We've all been there. We've all experienced the magic of that experience. It's touched our lives. So in large part, this evening is about nostalgia and sharing stories and memories and recollections. And we have two wonderful gentlemen who were associated with the seminar early on back in 1950, who are going to share some of their thoughts and remembrances and stories and war stories with us, which I'm sure will be just fascinating and entertaining and fun.
I got involved with the seminar in the fall of 1948, just 62 years ago. And I've been involved one way or another since. I was chosen as one of the 6 Harvard undergraduates to administer the 3rd session in the summer of 1949 at Leopoldskron. I was put in charge of publicity because, as an editor of the Harvard Crimson, I understood journalism around the world. We were not modest in our aspirations, which is a theme that has prevailed in the seminar for many, many years. I'm sure Clemens had visited Schloss Leopoldskron before 1938. That memory drove Clemens when the Harvard Student Council announced in 1946 that they were going to have a fund drive for European students. Clemens came bursting in and he said, they don't just need food, they need to get together, they need to meet each other, and they need to create Europe again. So it was not an accident that Time magazine once called the Salzburg seminar the Marshall Plan of the Mind. Clemens said at the 40th anniversary of the seminar, behind the seminar was a whole conception of human responsibility, of personal responsibility. And for me, who came from a pessimistic Austria, the great experience above all was that suddenly you learned you had responsibility and you could do things. And I think that that has informed us, that impulse, that imperative has informed us ever since. Clemens said, again at the 40th, and I'll put on my glasses, perhaps the situation today in dialogue is more difficult than it was then, because in 1947, we all believed the world was before us. We had the means, and the people who were here at the seminar were some of the essential people who believed. In economics, no more problems. We have Keynes. In human nature, all the discoveries of Margaret Mead. We also belong to one human race. I think we really believed in those years, and Salzburg was one step, that we would create a new world without wars, without more economic crises. I think we can still believe that that's a goal worth striving for. I'm encouraged that we have robust gatherings, not only in Philadelphia, but in Tokyo, Beijing, Delhi, Moscow, Berlin, Johannesburg, Jerusalem, Cairo, still trying to weave a fabric of humanity among people of civility and hope throughout the world.
My first visit to the Salzburg seminar was in the summer of 1950, the year I graduated from college. 3 or 4 of my classmates had been hired to run the place that summer, and they showed me around. I visited, and they were still short of food, so I couldn't eat there, and I didn't attend any classes. What impressed me most was the magnificent library, though it was not yet full of books. I was sent to a law seminar in the summer of 1961. on a scholarship from Penn Law School, together with John Harkins, who was here a few minutes ago, and another Philadelphia, approximately my age, Philadelphia lawyer. The law professors that summer were outstanding teachers from the best law schools. We did not have a Supreme Court justice that year, but we had a charming appellate judge from New Jersey who had also been a trial judge. Nobody told John Harkins and me exactly what we were supposed to do, but the general idea was that we would mingle with the European students, answer any questions they might have, and they had plenty, and ask questions in class that might clarify some issues.
In some ways, the seminar is a very different place today than it was at the time when Herb first came there and when Arthur made his first trip to Salzburg. But from our early years as a transatlantic exchange, we have become a truly global institution. We have a global board of directors. We have topics which we choose because we see them as at the intersection of ideas among this country, our European colleagues and friends, and others around the world who have competing points of view and ideas, sometimes allies, sometimes antagonists. Among the recent topics that we've taken on are a series on healthcare decision making, which is an ever important conversation in this country, but also one that brings together people of vision and ideas from other parts of the world. Turkey's role in Europe and internationally and where it may lead. The future of Asian security, on which we'll be doing a seminar later this year. The reconciliation of Islamic and international law, which we take up next month. We've even ranged and continue to range in that Max Reinhardt tradition into the arts and the humanities, the cultural institutions and the challenges that they face. I also wanted to say that while many of you may have been at the seminar some years ago, others more recently, in a period where American ideals and values were very much at the heart of the curriculum, I want to assure you that in some respects that hasn't changed. While we've gone global in our thinking and in our approach and in our inclusion of people from 160 countries across the world, there's still at the heart of every seminar, I think, a reference to American values, American informality, a way of approaching problems creatively and openly, and of encouraging civility in the exchange of ideas. We still represent that force internationally, and it's very important that not go away.
We all know the glory of the Schloss and the glory of Salzburg. What you may not know, and that I discovered last summer, is that even though it's now possible to actually stay in the Schloss if you go to Salzburg. If you and your wife go to Salzburg, or you and your husband go to Salzburg, you can stay in one of the glorious suites in the Schloss if there's not a session going on and they're filled with faculty. Well, it really is just beyond belief to go there, stay there, walk down those stairs, those grand stone staircase. So do it. Go back. It'll really just feel absolutely wonderful, I can tell you from personal experience. And the last item is share your thoughts, share your ideas. What should we do next? Should we have another one of these gatherings next year at this time, and maybe have somebody from the faculty of one of the recent sessions, or who's going to be presenting at a session, come in and talk to us for half an hour about some topic and then lead a discussion? That might be fun to do. Get our minds around something different that we don't usually think about in our everyday work. There must be 100 other ideas. So we'd love your ideas. We'd love to have you keep connected with the seminar and with each other. And we'd love it if you send a check at the end of the year when the annual appeal comes out.